The galaxy trembled once again under the grip of darkness. A peace that had lasted for centuries was now threatened by an ancient enemy rising from the depths of history. The source of this threat was unknown. It grew silently in the shadows, felt only as the awakening of a terrifying power mentioned in ancient prophecies. While the darkness concealed its origins, the Galactic Council was in a state of panic. All options seemed exhausted. In deep desperation, the ancient warrior group known as the Warriors of Infinity came to mind once more. However, these warriors were scattered across the galaxy, living isolated lives. Young warriors, who were to inherit this legacy, were gathering as a last glimmer of hope for the galaxy. In the depths of a cave, an ancient training ground filled with stones lay hidden. A harsh, gloomy wind blew through the cave, leaving a chill in the hearts of the young warriors in this remote and abandoned place. The ancient symbols on the rocks indicated that this was once a sacred training ground. Thane, his thick cloak billowing in the wind, carefully surveyed his surroundings. He was broad-shouldered, with sharp, determined eyes. Beside him stood Lyra, smaller in stature but her eyes radiated intelligence and courage. The youngest member of the group, Zayden, seemed carefree and playful, yet secretly hid his fears. And standing at the back was Seraphine, who appeared almost lost in the cold, dark cave. Calm, quiet, and just as mysterious. Looking at the ancient inscriptions on the cave walls, Lyra spoke. This place, it was once a training ground for ancient warriors. They learned to fight and gain wisdom here, she said, turning to the others. So, the legends are true? These warriors really existed? Zayden asked, looking curiously at Lyra. They were real, yes, Thane replied as he stepped toward a large stone platform in the center of the cave. But the galaxy forgot them a long time ago. Now, we will inherit their legacy. Do you think it will be easy? Added Seraphine in a monotone voice. Her eyes were distant, as if she was seeing something in the dark shadows of the cave. These warriors learned not just to fight, but to face their own darkness. Lyra took a deep breath. Darkness isn't always outside of us. The fears growing within can be stronger than those threatening the galaxy, she said. At that moment, footsteps echoed from the depths of the cave. From the shadows emerged an elderly figure. Elder Mora, with her long white hair and stern demeanor, was the last instructor of the Warriors of Infinity. Her face was lined with deep wrinkles, but wisdom and strength shone in her eyes. The legacy of the Warriors of Infinity cannot be easily inherited, Mora said in a deep, resonant voice. You will not only learn to fight. You will need to train your spirit. Thane stepped forward, looking directly into Mora's eyes. Tell us what we need to do. We are ready to fight, he said. Mora shook her head. Fighting is not just a physical effort. Your enemy does not only wait outside. It grows within you. Are you ready to face fear, doubt, and darkness? She asked. Zayden took a step back, averting his gaze from the others. Is it really going to be this hard? He asked worriedly. Mora walked up to the young ones and stopped. If you embark on this path, there is no turning back. Each of you will face your own darkness. Only then can you become the Warriors of Infinity, she said. Lyra walked up to Mora with a determined look. We chose this path. We are ready, she said bravely. Seraphine took a deep breath. Darkness has always been there. But I am not afraid of the darkness within me, she said, closing her eyes as if sensing something deep within the cave. Your training will begin immediately, Mora said. But first, you must forge a bond among yourselves. You must understand each other, act like a family. Otherwise, you will fail on this path, she said and walked away. Their training began brutally and relentlessly. At night, they fought giant alien creatures lurking in the dark forests, and during the day, they learned ancient weapons and combat techniques. One evening, Mora called them to a hill outside the cave. Now, you will face your first real mission. You must work together. If you succeed in this task, you will be accepted as warriors, she said. Lyra turned her eyes to the others. We have to move together. If we fail this task, we won't succeed in the battles to come, she said. Thane nodded. I'll go ahead. If anything happens, warn me, he said in a strong, calm voice. Zayden energetically drew his sword. We're here to defeat these ancient creatures. There's nothing to fear, he said with a smile. The mission was to defeat a dangerous creature hiding in an ancient temple. When they reached the temple, ancient symbols and a strange energy surrounded them. Seraphine paused, sensing this energy. This place, It's radiating some kind of dark energy. We must be careful, she said. As Thane moved forward, he glanced at Lyra and Xaden. Are you ready? He asked. As they descended into the depths of the temple, the creature's growls began to echo. The creature, lurking in a giant shadow, suddenly attacked. Thane swung his sword swiftly, meeting the creature's massive claws. Lyra launched an energy ball to distract the creature. Xaden quickly circled the creature, trying to attack it. But the creature was strong, and even with their combined power, they were struggling. This creature, it's not normal. Darkness is feeding it, Seraphine said, touching the temple walls. Lyra turned to Seraphine. How can we stop it? She asked, breathless. We need to unite, Seraphine said, closing her eyes. We must combine all our strengths and smother the darkness. Thane, delivering a final blow to the creature's massive body, said, Let's trust Seraphine. The group gathered around Seraphine and combined their powers. Their energy illuminated the dark shadows of the temple. The creature, enveloped in light, let out a scream and slowly melted away. We did it, shouted Xaden, filled with the joy of victory. Lyra took a deep breath and smiled. Together, we are unbeatable, she said. Thane turned to Mora. This is just the beginning. Greater challenges await us, he said. Mora looked proudly at the young warriors. Being a warrior is not just about strength. Facing and overcoming darkness is true courage. Now you have earned the right to be the warriors of infinity, she said. Having successfully completed their training, Thane, Lyra, Xaden, and Seraphine were ready for their first official mission as the warriors of infinity. The ancient enemy threatening the galaxy could emerge at any moment. Dark forces might be waiting for them somewhere. However, this threat had not yet fully revealed itself, making their mission both dangerous and uncertain. Elder Mora led them to a secret base of the Galactic Council. Here, there was crucial information regarding the traces of the ancient enemy. Mora brought them into a laboratory protected by massive metal doors. Inside the laboratory, there were screens filled with holograms, ancient relics, and historical artifacts. In the center of one wall, the shadowy figure of a holographic image shimmered. This figure was the Oracle Watcher, a being that had sown fear since ancient times. Rumors of its return were causing panic across the galaxy. Lyra squinted at the hologram. Is this really the Oracle Watcher? She asked, her voice trembling slightly. It was one of the oldest legends of the galaxy, representing darkness itself. This was one of the greatest threats the warriors could face during their training. Elder Mora nodded. Yes, this is its energy. Darkness comes with it. As long as we are after it, the rest of the galaxy is not safe. Our mission is to stop this dark figure and rebuild the legacy of the warriors of infinity. Thane clenched his fists and walked toward the hologram. If it has returned, then we must go after it. This is our destiny, he said, his eyes filled with determination and fire. Xaden, with a slightly nervous smile, stayed back. So what exactly does this watcher do? Does it just watch, or does it do other things too? He asked. Seraphine replied in a dark tone. The watcher doesn't just watch. Its power feeds on dark minds. Wherever it goes, there is chaos and disaster. Its presence corrupts everything. Lyra took a deep breath. So where did this watcher go? Is there anywhere we can trace it to? She asked. Elder Mora walked to the center of the laboratory and pointed to spots on a series of ancient maps. The Watcher's trail was found on an old planet called Karnath. This planet was where the warriors of infinity had their last battle with their ancient enemies. However, going there means taking a great risk. Thane nodded firmly. Danger is our business. If we are to protect the galaxy, we must go there, he said. Elder Mora hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath. Then prepare yourselves. This will be your greatest test. Going to Karnath requires not only physical strength but also spiritual endurance. The darkness there will test all your limits, he said. They boarded a fast warship provided by the Galactic Council. The ship was called Icarus, one of the fastest and most powerful ships in the galaxy. Its advanced technology was designed for difficult missions. Thane took his place in the cockpit, while Lyra managed the navigation, and Xaden and Seraphine planned strategies. Xaden leaned against the console with a slight smile. I think this watcher might underestimate us. After all, we're all talented, he said. Thane turned with a serious expression. We know how dangerous this watcher is. No underestimation. We must be ready, he said sternly. Lyra increased the ship's speed. It will take hours to reach Karnath. We don't know what we'll face when we get there. Everyone be prepared, she said. Seraphine, with her eyes closed, was meditating. In a calm tone she said, "The darkness of Karnath speaks to me. There's a great danger waiting for us there, but there's also a hidden secret. This secret might be the key to stopping the Watcher," she said. Zayden raised his eyebrows, looking at her. What kind of secret could it be? Everything seems so dark and hopeless, he said. Seraphine opened her eyes and smiled slightly. Sometimes, our greatest hope is hidden in the darkest place, she said. When they arrived at Karnath, the planet's atmosphere was shrouded in dense darkness. No starlight reached this planet, only a dark, oppressive energy could be felt. As Icarus descended toward the planet's surface, it was swallowed like a shadow plunging into the dark mist of the forest. When Thane stepped outside the ship, it was hard to describe the weight of what he felt. Darkness was like a living entity here. With every step, he felt a force pushing against his soul. The others felt the same pressure. "This place, it's seeping into us," Lyra said, clutching her chest with her hands. Zayden looked around anxiously. "How can it be so dark? It's like even the sky is watching us," he said. Seraphine began to walk silently, gazing at the shadows of the dark trees. "This place is shaped by darkness. But there's something here, a deep answer. That's what we need to find," she said. As the team advanced into the depths of the planet, they felt a dark force that intensified with every step. In the depths of the forest, a gigantic and terrifying figure appeared. This was Umbra, one of the Oracle Watcher's soldiers. Its face was completely shrouded in darkness. Its eyes were voids, emanating a fear that consumed souls. Thane drew his sword and charged forward. "Get ready. This is just the beginning," he said. Lyra gathered her energy and created a sphere of light, hurling it at Umbra. Umbra recoiled as if scorched by the light, but quickly retaliated. Seraphine sensed a dark barrier around Umbra, trying to find its weak spot. Meanwhile, Zayden distracted the enemy with swift maneuvers, creating opportunities for Thane and Lyra. "Seraphine, did you find a weakness?" Thane shouted as he struggled with the shadowy creature. Seraphine closed her eyes and concentrated. "Yes, there's an energy void in its heart. We need to hit it in that void," she said. Lyra gathered her energy and signaled Thane. Thane swung his sword toward the darkness as Zayden distracted the creature. Lyra's light energy directed itself to the spot Seraphine had indicated. The energy struck the creature's dark heart, and Umbra collapsed with a scream of agony. The servant of the Watcher was gone, but the darkness still hung over the planet. "This is just the beginning," Thane said, out of breath. "The Watcher's trail goes even deeper." Lyra nodded, looking into the dark forest. "This battle won't be easy. But we must trust each other. We can succeed," she said. Seraphine scanned the surrounding shadows and whispered, "The Watcher is watching us, but we are also on its trail. This battle will end here." With Umbra defeated, there was a brief moment of relief, but the dark planet Karnath still loomed with a menacing silence. Thane, Lyra, Zayden, and Seraphine continued their journey deeper into the forest to track down the Oracle Watcher. Darkness seemed to follow them, growing heavier with every step. The forest was filled with shadows. Every tree branch and every whisper felt like a trap. As the group advanced cautiously, Zayden took the lead, his eyes scanning the surroundings carefully. "I don't like how quiet it is," he said. Lyra tried to shake off the tension that seemed to hang over their shoulders. "Karnath. It feels like a living darkness. Like there's something watching us, tracking our every step," she said. Seraphine used her energy to probe the darkness. "Something is approaching. The Watcher's traces are stronger here. But I can't pinpoint exactly where it is," she said. Suddenly, a rustling sound was heard. A massive shadowy creature emerged from the depths of the forest. The creature stood as tall as a tower, its skin covered in darkness. Its terrifying eyes scanned the group. Thane drew his sword. "Be ready. This creature might be another servant of the Watcher," he said. The creature roared fiercely and lunged forward. Zayden quickly leaped to the side, dodging the creature's attack. Lyra raised her hands, creating an energy shield, and the creature's enormous claws slammed against it. "This thing is strong. We have to move fast," Lyra said, feeling the shield beginning to crack. Thane rushed forward to distract the creature, landing blows on its legs with his sword. Zayden maneuvered quickly around the creature, looking for a weak spot. The creature shrieked with every hit but did not back down.
Seraphine.
Thane shouted. How can we stop it? Seraphine, sensing the dark energy of the creature, responded. This creature feeds on dark energy, but its energy is extremely unstable. If we can completely engulf it in darkness, it will collapse under its own power, she said.
Allricht.
Thane said determinedly. We will combine our energies. Let's carry out Seraphine's plan. The group launched a strategic attack against the dark creature, combining their strengths. Lyra began to manipulate the darkness by gathering her energy. Zayden swiftly circled the creature to distract it, and Thane delivered the heaviest blows. Seraphine focused on merging the group's energies. She traced a complex shape in the air with her hands and manipulated the dark energy, creating a prison of energy around the creature. Now, let's destroy it with its own darkness, she shouted. Thane landed a final blow at the spot Seraphine indicated, piercing the creature's dark armor. The creature hesitated for a moment as dark energy began to leak out. It collapsed to the ground with a final scream, its body dissolving into a dark cloud and vanishing. The group took a deep breath. We did it, Lyra said, smiling wearily. But Seraphine still seemed uneasy. This was just the beginning, Seraphine said, turning her gaze to an even darker part of the forest. The Watcher's energy isn't here. The real danger lies deeper within. After a short rest, the group arrived at an ancient temple deep within Karnath. According to the legends of the Oracle Watcher, this temple was where it gathered its dark power. The exterior of the temple was covered with ancient inscriptions, radiating a mesmerizing aura. But this aura grew even stronger as they entered. As Thane moved deeper into the temple, he felt a tightening in his chest. This place, it feels like it wants to swallow us, he said, looking around. Seraphine walked towards the heart of the temple. There's something here. A secret. The source of the Oracle Watcher's power might be hidden here, she said. When they reached the center of the temple, they saw a dark figure sitting on a massive stone throne. It was the Oracle Watcher itself. It wore a black cloak, its face completely shrouded in darkness. Its eyes did not glow, they only stared into the depths of darkness. Thane gripped his sword tightly. There, it is, he said, his voice filled with determination. The Watcher slowly stood up. You, warriors of eternity, it said, its voice deep and echoing. I have waited for thousands of years. And now you have come. But do you think you can stop the darkness? Lyra stepped forward, gathering her light energy. We will dispel the shadows of darkness. This is our destiny, she declared. A strange smile appeared on the Watcher's face. Destiny. Destiny is just an illusion. True power is born from darkness, it said. Suddenly, all the dark energy within the temple gathered around the Watcher. The temple began to tremble, walls collapsing, the ground cracking, and dark forces erupting from everywhere. The group had to combine their energies to survive. The Watcher launched a massive wave of darkness. Thane tried to block the attack with his sword, but the dark energy was too dense. Zayden maneuvered swiftly through the shadow walls, trying to approach the Watcher, but each step seemed to put him in more danger. Seraphine closed her eyes and focused her energy. The only way to break the Watcher's power is to find the light within it, she said. Thane was surprised. Light? Could there be light within it? He asked. Seraphine nodded. Every darkness has a piece of light within it. If we find it, we can weaken the Watcher's power, she said. Lyra focused her gaze on the dark figure. We must find that light and target the Watcher's heart, she said. The group decided to launch one final attack by combining their energies. Zayden hesitated for a moment. What if we fail? He whispered. Thane turned to him and answered firmly, We are the warriors of eternity. We cannot fail. The group combined their energies and launched a final attack towards the Watcher. Under Seraphine's leadership, they found the tiny piece of light hidden within the dark energy. Thane aimed his sword at the light and struck towards the Watcher's heart. The Watcher hesitated for a moment, then its dark energy began to crack. Its dark body was breaking apart, its powers fading. With a final scream, the Oracle Watcher collapsed and vanished. The temple returned to silence. When the group emerged outside, exhausted and weary, a new light dawned in the sky. The dark surface of Karnath began to brighten. Peace had been restored, but the price of this peace had been high. Seraphine sighed, looking up at the sky. This is just the beginning, she said. There is still much work to be done for the galaxy. Thane turned to her. No matter what happens, we are together. The warriors of eternity never give up, he said. Xaden and Lyra joined them with a smile. We will write our own destiny, Xaden said. The group set off to continue protecting the galaxy. No matter what they faced, they were the warriors of eternity. And they would protect the galaxy from the darkness. I hope you had a good time. If you liked my story, do not forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you in the next story.